So I want to start with the orientation wrap up. Before I start the orientation wrap up, I think I'm basically appreciate every one of you, for your assistance, and, and that is the reason why basically to be appreciated. So on behalf of the School of Statistics, the staff, and the research students, we actually welcome you on board again. So at this time, I basically want to start with the wrap up, when station with welcome message from the director of the School of Statistics, Professor Gali Jones, and of course, I basically want you to bet on whatever information it pass across. And of course, after that, you actually met with Professor Adam. Of course, Professor Adam happened to be the director of graduate studies. Anything that has to do with graduate maybe issue you need clarification about your studies, and some other thing like that that relate to graduate matter. Of course, the person to me, and of course, where his office is located at the School of Statistics. From time to time, for the masters or new masters, of course, you also need to be meeting with him in case you want to seek for clarification on ground matter. Okay, of course, Professor Adam also walk you through academic advising and course selection. I will believe by now you are guided on how to select your courses. Okay, and in case you need more clarification on that, we advise to actually set up an appointment with him. So that I think I embark with you in conjunction with graduate student or the returning graduate students. Uh, I will show you some offices in the department, the faculties offices and some rooms that you can actually use while you are there. I think that include the computer room and so on, like that. Okay, so you are highly welcome to that. That's your home now. Okay, and you receive a kind of lecture from Oliver on statistics in the community. Let me tell you this. Um, we got no choice if we basically um, want to have what I'm going to call, if we want to understand what is going on in the world. Like, of course, we need statistics in our community. Okay, we need those who we can actually run into and probably share ideas. Because that is the world is statistic in nature. So anything that is probabilistic, of course, statistic in nature. Okay, then you also receive a high powerful lecture from our David Ham, where he talk about computing. Of course, there's no way analysis of data can be done, without without computation, of course, and because at times we work with voluminous data, and we actually need a device that can aid computation. Okay, and that's why we need our statistical software, different kind of softwares. Like I used to tell anybody anywhere in the world, our statistical software is the same, except that they have different codings, but there's the same formula behind the scene. So when I use a MATLAB to compute the mean, or I use SPSS or I use S plus, or I use Python and the like. Of course, I'm basically going to get results because it's the same formula the behind the thing. Okay, and I think I remember I gave on scholastic dishonesty. Okay, the reason why in any organization, any institution, and the University of Minnesota is not an exception. They have a honesty policy that they expect students to adhere to at all times. Okay, you have to be honest, you have to be trustworthy, okay, and you need to display what I call the highest level of sincerity. Okay, of course, in case you in a situation where you get stopped, okay, it's normal. You think of. I remember when I came into this country, the first time I came to the country, of course, when you get a foreign land, of course, you are expected to struggle a bit. Because the moment you ask question, okay, I want to believe you're actually going to navigate your way out. Okay, you're going to figure things out. So, like I said, make sure don't do whatever that is actually deemed to be against the norm of the institution. Of course, there's going to be kind of consequences. And of course, Caroline actually gave a beautiful presentation on how you can navigate library resources. Of course, when you we need library, we have books, we need literature, then we need to be how we can be updated. Okay, so and that's why if you need any question about that, of course, you need to contact us. So then finally, we also had what we call a panel. Okay, Professor Charles and I, we actually walked through some questions. We addressed some questions that has to do with the key to success, in graduate school, among other questions. But I'm going to summarize that. Okay. The number one thing I'm actually going to say is, when you want to succeed in the place, particularly in graduate school, I want to say there's a difference between a transition from high school to college, and that is different from transition from college to graduate school. Because if you take a look at transition from high school to college, that gives you an opportunity to restructure your time. Okay, but when you're talking about transition from college to graduate school, you're basically going to be the one that will set up the time. And when you do, of course, you need to be self-disciplined. You know what do I mean by self-discipline? I mean the ability to do the right thing at the right time. You're actually going to be your manager yourself. And you know what, like I used to say, to me, the greatest sin was when I deceive myself. I can deceive other people, even though it's not good to deceive other people. When I deceive other people, of course, they're basically going to report me either to the police or they report me to somebody else. But when I deceive myself, who am I going to report myself to? Okay, which means I'm basically going to live with that forever. And that is the reason why we actually need to, to be sincere. So let me say this: the number one major thing that I see, like if somebody wants to succeed in graduate school based on experience, even though I have a different experience, okay. Of course, my degree, apart from the postdoc, I had them outside United States. Of course, Chukuma, right? They're from Nigeria, right? So I want to believe you understand the situation in Africa, the way we actually, pursue our program, the kind of difficulty. But I want to believe on average, statistically, even though there's going to be variation in experience, right? on the region, but based on what I witnessed in Africa and my little experience in the Europe and uh, my 6 years experience now, okay, here I realize that there's something that at the center, and what is the center is just that. Number one, if you basically want to succeed in graduate school, you need to be open-minded. What do I mean by open-minded? You basically need to introduce yourself to someone new every day, discuss with people from different background, because from them you're basically gonna get information, that could help in your work. Okay, I don't want you to, apply. I really don't want it to be comfortable with the notion of I know everything. There's nobody who knows everything. Nobody is an encyclopedia of knowledge. Okay, anytime I discover something, I come and you say, "Oh my God, so I don't know this before." You see, there's still a lot of stuff. Okay, so you need to be, like I said, you need to be open-minded. You need to try and attend seminar. Of course, there's going to be some, seminar in the department. I know they basically going to say, "Oh, it's optional." I don't want you to, take them for that word. Okay, you need to go to seminar. You need to see the way your fellow students are doing it. Okay, and then not only that, you basically need to attend a conference. I remember when I was doing my master's and PhD, I first started my journey from Africa, moving from one country to the other, to make a presentation. When I make a presentation, I actually want to listen to people. I actually wanted what I call a constructive criticism. I want them to criticize my work. For my work to, for me to be able to improve on my work. And that's why another journey took me to Europe, to United States, and from the experience I had, presenting my work from one place to the other. Of course, I actually came in connection with some experts, that gave some suggestion that actually work at the end of the day. Okay, and that's why, like I said, you need to be open-minded, and you also need to be collaborative. Okay, you need to be collaborative. Don't be afraid, to seek input. Okay, collaboration. From your faculty member. It may not even be faculty members here. From any faculty member anywhere in the world and your peers. Okay, don't be afraid to do that, because we believe nobody can live in isolation. If you basically want to record what I call unprecedented number of successes, you basically need to collaborate. When you hear about the richest people in the world today, they don't do it alone. They need somebody, they need a good number of people, that basically, work for them. So I don't want you to live in isolation. And let me tell you this. I'm not gonna promise this. I'm not gonna promise you I'm not going to meet challenges. Of course, challenges are coming. Prepare for that. Okay. And let me tell you this. Well, when you are facing challenges, don't run away from it. All you just need to do is take your time. You just gonna see you're gonna figure it out. That's happened to me before. I remember, for those of you who are just coming to the new country, the foreign land for the first time. Okay, be something that will challenge you. But what I'm going to say is just take your time. Okay, don't run. Because when you run from me, you see, you're going to meet it anywhere you go. And that is the reason what you just need to do is just take your time. Okay, when take your time, you're basically going to figure it out. Okay, and that's why I used to say that, okay, if I'm happy now, I used to be afraid of what is going to happen else. Because we live in a stochastic world where there's variation. I don't know why variation exists. Nobody pray for crisis, but they do visit. So anytime we are comfortable, we just need to remember, okay, don't forget that, okay? Don't be overwhelmed by success. Always think that there's possibility, challenge, you can come. And it doesn't matter if somebody fall, just like what I used to say, I've fallen before. I pick myself up. There's still possibility that I'm still going to fall again. Okay, failure. When I say it's failure, it's not falling down but staying down. But how do I define success? I actually define success as ability to rise after many falls. One way or the other, we may fall. You get what I mean? But do we have ability to pick up ourselves? That's what I'm going to call success. What the challenges you are able to manage, okay, on the way to success. That's what make you successful. That doesn't mean you are not going to pass through some challenges, but I can assure you, you just need to have what I'm going to call spirit of endurance, patience, perseverance. And my friend in economics they normally say those who will get resources are those who can stand a long time in a queue. There are some people when they're on the queue and they don't have patience, they don't have spirit of perseverance, they're just going to leave. And if you leave, you are not likely going to get resources. Okay, and that is why you need to actually, all the time, make sure you are resilient. Make sure you have that spirit of perseverance. Then another thing I'm going to say is this: whatever you learn, with statistics, based on my experience, I can tell you there's no area in statistics or that I cannot relate to real life. I also want you to have that same mind. It's not just notation or sigma. What is the essence? Well, in real life, can I explain proof? We take a look at proof. Okay, even though it's a proof that we need a mathematical knowledge, but you need to understand reason why you're proving that. I want to tell you my experience. Some students don't know why they are proving that. They just prove it. But you know that the moment you understand the reason why you do what you do, you're basically going to do it more. Okay, always make sure whatever you do is relatable, because there is nothing that you're basically going to learn that is not relatable. What is the essence of learning if it cannot be applied in society? That would be a waste of time. That would be an exercise in futility. Okay, so and be gracious. Whatever position you reach, whatever achievements you have, then some people have helped you. And that is why, like I said, we don't live alone. Okay, one way or the other, either directly or indirectly, somebody will help us. Even people that we don't see. Like for instance, I was trying to exploit and expand the work of James Smith, Ken Roger. Some of them are dead, but in a way, we have a way to appreciate them, by referencing them, even though some of them are